All three major indexes continued their sell-off for their fourth day with continued concerns about artificial intelligence-related stocks. The markets closed in the red, extending losses that began late last week. With more losses today, the S&P 500 is now in its longest losing streak since August. Joining me now is Paul LaMonica. He is a senior markets analysis writer at Barron's, covering macro investing trends and stocks making headlines. Thank you so much for being here. Why is this sell-off happening right now?
Yeah, I think that investors are questioning whether or not AI stocks really are worth the premium price. We're going to find out tomorrow after the closing bell if NVIDIA earnings live up to the considerable hype. If they don't, or if their guidance isn't all that great, that could lead potentially to more downside ahead on Thursday. But tomorrow morning is going to be interesting because we have to wait for those NVIDIA results. But we are going to get in the morning earnings from Target, Lowe's, TJX, and we'll see whether or not consumers are still spending. Home Depot's results this morning weren't great. And I think that has contributed to some of the concerns that maybe consumers are pulling back and that the economy might be slowing.
What does this all mean for people at home who might be thinking about buying a home, or maybe they're worried about their money that they have invested in their 401k?
If you are looking to buy a home, if you already have a good down payment and that's not dependent on stock market moves, then hopefully you shouldn't have to worry too much. And interest rates have come down a little bit with the Fed rate cuts. They might come down a little bit further. Obviously, housing prices are still relatively high and mortgage rates aren't that low yet. So that's a bit of a concern if you're a first time home buyer. If you have money in a 401k, the advice that always people give is unless you think you're retiring tomorrow, do not panic. This is not a time to make wholesale changes to your portfolio. Maybe you look at what you own in your 401k and kind of tinker if you own too many growth stocks and not enough dividend paying value stocks or even bonds for that matter that can give you a little bit of income when you might need it in retirement. But again, do not panic just because we've had this sell off. Remember, we're not even in a quote unquote correction yet, 10% down from all time highs. This is a pretty mild pullback. It's just pervasive because it's been a couple of days in a row and it doesn't look great.
Appreciate the reality check, Paul LaMonica. Thanks so much.
Thank you.